Namaskar, dear conscious community friends. Welcome to the 33rd episode of the Ultimate Meditation Podcast. Those who are deep thinkers and have higher sense of awareness are bound to lead an isolated life. When you are able to decode this matrix of material world and see through its patterns and futility clearly, then you cannot unsee it. Then you make your own path. Since there isn't much crowd on this self-exploratory, untrodden and intangible path, it appears isolated. Moreover, while working on this inner alignment, one really doesn't need outside hand-holding. The loner you are, the better it is. From this point of view, loneliness isn't a punishment, but rather a blessing for becoming a highly conscious being. When outside distractions are minimized, the focus goes inwards and your whole energy, which was distributed earlier, now gets channelized into raising your vibration. You become increasingly attuned to the frequency of the supreme consciousness of the universe. So what's called mystic? There isn't really any mystery about it. There are scientific explanations about this whole phenomena. Just because this process is internal and can't be seen through naked eyes, doesn't make it any less authentic and probable. Even magnetic fields or electric fields are invisible to the naked eyes, yet they have been proven to exist. The solitude is an opportunity for ascension of the soul. It is an upgradation process. Sufferings are a precursor to solitary living. When everything is against you, including your close relationships, health and finances, and there is no one to turn to for help, all your tireless efforts are turning into dust. When you do not matter, nobody cares, nobody sees your worth, and such painful living continues for years and even decades. Then understand that it is not you, but the divine plan is taking its course. In such matters, it is only wise to surrender yourself to this force and allow its magnificent workings to unfold. Once the resistance drops, divine protection takes you into its caring arms. It is painful to live with people and be available to them at all times while you are simply invisible or just use and throw trash in their life. You don't want to be around anymore. Thus comes forced isolation. It sure is uncomfortable and painful to be alone at first. When there is no one to look after you when you fall sick, or no one to share your pain and joys with, it cuts deep. But choose your pain wisely. In the first kind, you allow people to trample over your dignity over and over again. In the second kind, you at least protected your self-respect, confidence, and life force. However broken, but you still stand tall on your own feet. In the first kind, you are a dead zombie, unable to look yourself in the eye. In isolation, you are hurting, tired, and depressed, but you can rest and still pick yourself up, little by little, and evolve. Being surrounded by poisonous people keeps your energy drained at all times. In solitude, you go inwards and become acutely aware of your own thoughts. You learn to deal with them and channel your energy in building your skills or things which are in your control and in your healing. It takes time, but surely you emerge victorious in the end. And not just that, but you become a solid source of inspiration for others. The goal isn't to avoid being alone, but to transform how you relate to aloneness. You can feel lonely in a crowd and deeply content in your awareness when alone. Thank you for being here. I will speak to you next time in another episode. Till then, please take good care. Namaskar.